Hi Virgo, I'm here to do your November 2021 reading. So in this reading, we're going to be exploring what your general vibe is for the month of November, of course. Then we're going to move on to your career, money, and finances. And last but not least, we're also going to take a peek at your love life. And yes, I'm going to go ahead and do love both for those that are in a relationship and those that are in singleship. That's not a word, sorry. Okay, so we're gonna do those things right now. I want to thank you for joining me and you returning subscribers. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And those of you that are just encountering my channel for the first time, welcome and thank you for joining us as well. So without further ado, let's find out what the general vibe is going to be with the good tarot. So for my Virgo friends, what is going on for the month of November? General vibe for Virgos for the month of November. Let's find out. All right, so we have the Hanged Man. Feeling like you are suspended, you're not going to make a move. You might be sitting on a fence a little bit on a particular big subject, okay? We don't usually take this stance, which is funny to call it a stance because you're hanging upside down. But we don't usually take the stance unless it has a major effect on our lives. So it's got to be a big, big thing. Now, with that being said, it could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be global issues. Whatever the case may be, you are definitely taking time to look at things from a different perspective, following your intuition. Your gut instinct tells you that something isn't quite right or isn't quite evident or isn't as it seems. And so for any of those reasons, and I'm sure 2,000 more that I did not mention, that's the reason why you're going to really try to tap into your intuition and look at things from a higher elevated position. Now you're just right here, your brain is a little bit in the clouds, okay? So there could be a little bit of brain fog or just not really sure how things are turning out. Not sure how you want to start to even explore this subject for some of you, but there could be a really big secret, or I heard the word agenda. This only pertains to one or two of you that you're trying to get a perspective on. Now the number 12, when I reduce it, we're looking at the number 3, and to me that is all about cooperation, creativity. All the cogs are working together in order to get, I guess, results, you could say. And so whatever this thing is, you're going to be taking your time before you, I heard the word deploy, but for in order for you to act on anything or do any action moving forward, okay? So why? Thank you. Okay, so the Hermit. So we do have, this is your card, Virgo. Now, not only, wow, there's a lot of development for the month of November. And this could be with lockdowns, okay? This could be thinking, okay, how many lockdowns are we having? I've got a lot of keys. I'm going within. The door is shut. And I really need to consider and think about things, my perspective of things. And that's only for a couple of you. For the rest of you, again, you are considering something equally deep, but you're trying to find answers within. These are 2 cards. I don't really call them stagnation. I think they're really necessary, and I think in their own way they're beautiful. I do want to say, Virgo, that it's a little bit unusual that they come out at the same time, especially like one after another. So I think that you're trying to gain a higher perspective, maybe on trying to go within. Going within and exploring, for some of you guys, it's exploring like who you really are, exploring what your gifts are, what your hidden gifts are. And look at all these keys right here. So I want to say that if you're in the mode of taking time out and self-exploration, that you're even taking a look at, okay, what are my hidden talents? What is it and who is it that I am? And things like that, of that nature. So it could have to do with like leveling up your game, of going through a different stage in life, changing stage in life. And by the way, again, that is your card, so you're showing up in your own reading, which is a great sign. So you could also be seen as a spiritual person, a spiritual healer, or the person that has a lot of answers, okay? And so you could be really sought after by people in your life, whether it's work or otherwise, to have the answers or to come up with them. You could be a mentor, a counselor, anything like that. I'm hearing that things have been a burden and things are nearing an end or completion. You need to look at things from a different way, a different side. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and actually split these right here. I'm not entirely sure why, but I'm following my own intuition. So, okay, for some of you, I've got the 6 and the 9. Take it however it will. So this obviously would have things to do with sex and your views on sex, getting a different perspective. And how that would look like is, you know, when you have sex, you do share your soul with people. And so the more that you pick different individuals, obviously you're sharing yourself with many different people, not just physically, but there is an imprint spiritually and vibrationally, okay? For the rest of you, the number 6, to me, this stands for victory. But we are looking at love. We are looking at mastering your inner demons, mastering your most basic self, your knee-jerk reactions, if you will. I've got 2 more lions right back here. So Leo could have a profound impact. Maybe you have relatives, friends, family that are Leo, loved ones, whatever the case may be. And you're trying to gain a different perspective, okay, on matters. A lot of introspection right here. Okay, so what else do we have? Why are these cards here for the month of November for my Virgo friends? Let's find out. So King of Earth. So you're looking at things from a different perspective, but you also want stability. You are wanting things to pan out for you. Obviously, don't we all? But you also don't want to throw in your lot in a foolish way. What I mean by that is that you're going to take your time, make an assessment. Everything that you do touch turns to gold. It may not feel that way sometimes. But keep in mind how gold is made. It takes a lot of time to be able to make it properly, especially if they're making it by hand. And so they heat up all the elements until it gets super, super hot and burn off the impurities. So this is something that is just basically telling us that you are a person that you're taking your time as of right now at this stage in life. You're not making any radical actions. And maybe not any actions. You're not moving any direction until you get the clarity that you need. I think that's super wise. Good for you, Virgo. So what else do we have for my Virgo friends? Let's find out. 7 of Earth. So you're looking at things to find out, gee, is it really worth my time, my energy, my effort? Did I get a return and a reward for what I put my energy in? For those of you that are in a relationship, this could be looking at, okay, is this person putting in time, money, energy, effort, blood, sweat, and tears the same way that I do? Do they bring abundance to the table the same way I do? Or do they squander everything that we make or I make or whatever the case may be? Or is it that they are just takers in my life and they don't really generate the abundance that I think they should? And this can look anyway. Do they garden? Do they bring food to the table? Do they bring joy? I don't know what the deal is, but whatever it is, you're looking at things from a different perspective. And that's, I think, always good. Why is a Hermit card here for Virgo, please? Hermit card for the month of November. Let's find out. 8 of Air, being tied up. You're trying to gain perspective. Again, a lot of stagnation for some of you guys. You're feeling like you can't make any decision. You're feeling like you can't make up your mind about things. You can't move one way or another. Maybe perhaps it is the actual lockdown that we're talking about. And of course, that's going to be each individual for depending on where you live and your different scenarios. But this is like, I can't, look at all the clouds here. So maybe this is saying I want to be on cloud 9. I want to get a higher perspective. I am an angel. And I'm trying to figure things out. But the more I try to figure things out, the more I spin around in my head. I'm not able to think about my I can't think my way through this, okay? So the Eight of Swords is really getting all up on your head. The Hermit Cutter is going within, and this is getting a different perspective. So you're doing some really hardcore thinking. For some of you guys, it's going to be really important to get some cleansing going on here. Go ahead and use your sage, my friends. And it's going to be really helpful for you. I'm even going to sage this here because we don't like stagnation. We don't want to be feeling trapped or whatever. Hopefully my cards don't catch on fire. So far so good, but here we are, concerned and talking about it again. Right? So get you some sage. Do a little cleansing in your home. If you don't know how to do that, go ahead and look at YouTube. Plenty of help out there with people that are in the know. Oh, look at that. Okay. So, you could be really feeling stuck in a rut a little bit in the month of November. For others of you, you're really trying to get closer in your spirituality, closer to God, closer to your higher self, whatever it is that you do or believe in. And that is always a good thing. So that's what I have general read for the month of November, my dear friends. Let's find out what else we have coming for you, coming to you for the month of November. And we're going to look at finances. The deck we're going to be using for finances is this one. I think it's called the Illuminating deck, but don't quote me on it. It should be in my description box below. So what do we have for the month of November? For my Virgo friends, please. Let's look at money, please. Money for the month of November. General read. If you do like my channel, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. I'm also interested, especially in the very first general read, if any of you resonated with that, because that was really deep. So if you feel like you can share that, I would love to know a little bit about that, okay, in the comment section below. So what is going on for money for my friends, my Virgo friends, for the month of November? Let's find out. Ooh. This is she who knows, he who knows. Follow your intuition. All right, follow your gut instinct. You're getting a lot of messages, your own hits. In a lot of ways, I started just seeing this card recently. I'm not entirely sure why. Almost like a folded up butterfly with this being its back and this being its wings. So I feel like you have your positive and negative polarity are really gelling and coming together, and your instinct is right on the money. So whatever, right on the money. We're doing a money read, huh? Sorry, dad joke. So I wanted to let you know that your gut instinct is completely on the money. How else would I say that? I'm not sure. So let's see what's going on. Any intuition that you're having, if you get a gut feeling that says don't do this, don't do it. If you get your gut feeling that says go ahead and do this, do it. I'm getting a lot of activity on my crown chakra. That tells me that you are indeed getting a lot of messages yourself. If you feel a lot of activity, what I mean by that is it's almost like the hair on your crown chakra, like on the top of your head standing up almost. Sometimes it could feel like somebody's just like touching the top of your head. Other times I've had it to where it feels like it's like stabbing the top of my head to get my attention. Now that was for a period of time, and that was really rare, but that's what that would physically feel like, okay? I feel like you have a gut instinct on the great mystery, which is the moon in this little window right here. And when I was shuffling, I just had these jumpers. Okay, so you're juggling your money. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul, maybe. Feeling like you can't get anywhere. Feeling like money is hard to come by, or no matter what you do, things are really tough. A lot of messages, a barrage of messages back and forth. This could be about collectors, debtors, people that want their money or whatever the case may be, and you're waiting for your shifts to come in. You're like, well, wait, give me a minute. A lot of emotion under this. and you're just kind of oscillating back and forth, trying to figure things out. I want to tell you that the more you get into your creative energy, the more that you get centered, okay? It's going to be a lot better for you. You won't have those really highs and those really lows. And know that money in the end is important as what we assign it to be. And so I guess what I mean by that is, you know, it is a currency. There are things such as bartering and other ways to try to get things accomplished. Now that would be more in the immediate. If you have a lot of debt, obviously that's not going to apply to that, but you can barter for services, for food, anything like that that might alleviate. If you're not spending money, for example, on food now because you can barter, then maybe you have more money to spend on your bills or whatever the case may be. So just ideas. I really believe there's a will, there's a way. I also believe that we don't have to follow all the rules, and that's just my personal belief system. I'm not a lawless person, but I think about rules as being also things like the status quo. Like, well, it always has to be that way. You have to buy your food and you have to pay your bills like this, with that mindset, that template that is a little bit archaic, especially what we're seeing in the world right now. So the new way, or the rule breaking, I would say in that scenario would be, okay, well then, can I go to my local farmer and say, okay, I've got these skills I can bring to the table, my family can make these things, or we can work for, you know, 1 day a week for a month in order to earn our groceries or something like that. Or I can do the cooking for your family if I have access to, you know, your produce. I don't know. So think creatively, think outside of the box. Don't think within the box, because I just feel like that's just the nail in the coffin for us to feel victimized, for us to feel hurt, for us to really not succeed. There is a lot of potential out there for you. So definitely follow your instinct, your intuition. If you even play with the idea of thinking outside of the box, I think you can get away with this, away from the agony, the feeling betrayed, feeling like whatever it is that I do just doesn't turn out, feeling like things are so dark right now. What am I going to do? I am rendered. This person can't get up. But then again, by the same token, it only takes like one sword to kill a person, really. And now we have 10 plunged into this person's body. Now, another thing I want to say is that this is referencing also your stability. So the color red is your heart, your root chakra. And so this is, of course, talking about like, how do I sustain myself? And because we're talking money here. So this one wanted to jump out. And I'm going to put it under this Two of Pentacles. So this is, what can I cut out? What can I cut out in order to improve my situation? Try to think things through logically without the panic, the emotion, and things like that that we all tend to feel. And look, he's actually sitting on a similar type of cloak or attire. I don't know what that is exactly. And maybe he's saying, you know what, cut through this. You don't have to juggle so much. Simplify, calm down a minute, get your mind centered, and then let's start cutting out everything we don't need. Do we really need that high-speed internet? Do we really need, I don't know, do we need, you know, 2 car payments? Can we go down to 1? Do we really need to be investing or buying clothes or all the monthly subscriptions? Do we really need the Netflix subscription? Things like that. Simplify. A lot of messages back and forth, calling up maybe your credit cards, your debtors, and saying, hey, is there a way that I can, you know, condense this, combine this, or tack this to the end of my payment plan? Or is there a way that you can put me on a hardship program, whatever the case may be? And, you know, I'm not saying that you're destitute at all. Okay, that is not the point. The point here is to think creatively outside of the box before we get to that point, right? So we don't want to think, oh, you know, this is like the fatal blow or things are really negative. What we are saying is that follow your gut. If your gut is saying, you know what, I need to really plan, hunker down. I need to stockpile. I need to put away resources, whatever the case may be. Whatever you guys is telling you, then make a lot of calls, make a lot of movement, network, and use your resources, okay? Because the last thing I want to see for you, dear Virgo, is feeling victimized, feeling like you're, you know, almost like you've just wasted your time because all of a sudden you're rendered helpless, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, maybe even physically for some of you. Moving on. Why is the Ten of Swords here, please? For Virgo, I heard an ending. Somebody will be losing their job. With every ending, there is a beginning, okay? Why is this Ten of Swords here? Show me now. Okay. Yeah. The wheel, things are going to be improving. There is an ending. Make sure that you stay close to the center of this wheel and not on the edges, because that's where you have the really topsy-turvy energy, where things can take you to the really high highs and then to the really low lows, and that gets to be a problem. Now, these two jumped out together. I've got the Five of Wands, and it could be a battle to stay centered. It could be a battle and not to get caught up in the really big highs and the really big lows. So it's going to be important for you to focus and think, okay, what is, it's almost like if you're a shooter, you know, you have your front sight and you're looking at everything through a very specific point of view. Okay, so you're looking at things right in between here, and it's like everything else does not matter. What am I going to aim at? You're going to center everything. You're going to get your scope out. You're going to look and figure, okay, this is what I want. I'm going to cut out all my juggling, my two different jobs. But how am I going to figure things out is I'm going to stay centered. I'm going to cut out and use my intellect, whatever doesn't serve, whatever is just killing my time, eating up my resources. And I am going to really streamline things and help myself in that way. So, dear Virgo, it's going to be really important during this time, during this communication especially. Try not to lose your cool. A lot of us can get really upset, caught up, and there's just so much going on, I mean, frankly. So it could be a time where you definitely use your words in not the best way, or they are used against you in not the best way. So try to keep your cool. This is talking about having battles within, competition within. Maybe you're having people compete or fight around you. Okay, if that's the case, that's just awful. I hate that. But I want to say definitely try to get on higher ground and start looking for ways. Do you even need to fight or compete, you know? But there might be fights breaking out. I just had a thought of the toilet paper situation, you know, last year sometime, when everybody was fighting over toilet paper, and that was like a big thing. Also for Black Fridays, we've seen, you know, riots and things break out like that. So hopefully that doesn't mean that, but it can for some of us, depending on what part of the world that we are in. Also, Virgo, I'm going to tell you, you're going to be moving on or moving from something. This could be a physical move. You're going to be taking your experiences with you. It might be a little bit sad initially, but I think that you're moving to a safer position, a different place, a different home. Some of you guys, a different job. And just keep in mind, these experiences are definitely serving a purpose. The last money message for the month of November is hang on tight to your money. So we don't want to be in fear mode, but we want to be wise, not spending foolishly, okay? Because we don't want to have to regret things a little bit later on. So those are money messages for the month of October. And next, we're going to go ahead and do coupled love messages for those of you that are interested. And without further ado, let's do that. So let's find out what is going on for my friends, my Virgo friends, for the month of November. Let's find out. Three of Voices, some sadness. This is our coupled friends, relationship, situationship. For some of you guys, you're experiencing, sorry, this is all topsy-turvy and not wanting to cooperate. You're experiencing some heartache. Looks to you. Looks like you could feel like the ground is just really tough beneath you, like nothing is giving. There's a lot of pain and sadness, maybe even some tears being shed at this point in time over, you know, this door. Could be doors that are not open or doors being closed, either way, or maybe one of each, who knows. Why is the Three of Voices here? Why is the Three of Voices here for my beautiful Virgo friends? Let's find out. Six of Emotions. So we're looking at the past with a longing, wishing that things were the way they were when they felt innocent, when they felt pure. And look at this. It's almost like a road that goes right through her. Okay. And so you could be doing a lot of soul searching, a lot of remembering the good old times, the good old days, when the struggle wasn't so real, when things weren't so tough, when your partnership was in a better position. Maybe you guys are fighting because I see this door again. Maybe there's lockdowns going on in your corner of the world or globally, I don't know, but this could be like, you know, when is the door going to open, but looking to see that the door is just standing there leaning up against it. Like, you don't need to look at the door anymore. It's not about the door. It's about everything is open for you if you have the right perspective. Now this did jump out. And I have the Fool, okay, wanting to take a chance, but it jumped out sideways. So I am going to leave it here, sideways, just to remember exactly the positioning. So this could be saying, you know what, in my marriage, in my situation, in my relationship, in my complicationship, things have been not going so well. I feel like the door is slammed shut against me. I feel like maybe there's people that want to walk away or take a chance with me. Maybe my significant other, you're saying, is that maybe they had somebody else involved in your marriage situation, relationship. Maybe they decided to leave out in a situation, but you're still longing for what was in the past and possibly thinking about, okay, do I take a chance? Do I move on? Do I start again? What do I do? On and on, that conversation in your mind for some of you, okay? For others of you, you are not talking at all. You're not talking to your significant other. Maybe you guys, you go to the kitchen, you're living in the same place, and you just make what you need, and then you retreat back into your corner of the house. I don't know. So maybe you have your own separate room. Maybe you decided to move out. Maybe you're in separation. But this is definitely needing to talk about things and not talking about things that are the important things, right? So for others of you in your situationship, marriage complicationship, you are having a lot of boredom issues right now, thinking once again about the good old times, about the times when it was fun, when we were lighthearted, we used to get together, maybe have happy hour, maybe enjoy ourselves, and it feels like it's just like boring and things are, you know, awful, kind of like oppressive, because I feel like this person's getting an offer. Maybe your spouse is offering you something, you're like, I just don't want it. I want to have fun. I want to go out. I want things the way they used to be. She's wearing red pants. So once again, that is a nod to our comfort level, our security. Okay, so that's what I have on that. And then the last thing is Ace of Voices. This is for our Virgo friends that are in a partnership. So this is cutting through, getting clarity, getting wisdom, observing. This is maybe even international. And these two things look like portals. Maybe you are in a different country, different state, different city from where you typically grew up or you feel your place of home is. I see all these flags. Maybe you've traveled a long way, and perhaps this is saying that you want to get back to where you're going, or you're married to someone who is not of the same race or nationality as you, or having the same belief systems, or connected to that person, okay? But this portal, look, she's just, I can't tell her, it seems like she's coming out of this, almost the same window, right? Trying to get clarity, trying to understand why things were once upon a time so sweet and so lovely, and now they just feel really oppressive and sad. Keep in mind also we need to be getting our vitamins, taking care of ourselves mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because the times are really tough. It's not anything to mess with right now. So get a little bit of sun, get a little bit of rest, a little bit of exercise, everything in moderation. All right. So that is for couples. Let's go ahead and do singles. My singles, Virgos right now. Virgos for the month of November that are single. Let's find out. 9 of Voices. Be a lot of stress going on with you, dear Virgo. A lot of stress, a lot of staying up at night. I try to go to bed. I can't sleep. I want to be on cloud 9. But that's when your fears really come out to play. And unfortunately, again, it has a lot to do with your security. She's holding onto this ribbon. And these little things, almost like beads or wispy things, almost look like a boat to me. That's just for some of you that want to move on, move away from the stresses and things like that. Who doesn't? But some of us get locked in our heads. And that's what's going on right now. So look at the moon behind her. It kind of just wraps up to the same card that we initially got, which was the High Priestess. Listening to your intuition, but in this case, this is more like listening to your fears late at night, where they all crop up all at the same time, and they want to dominate your world at night. And so it's going to be important to ask help, to get prayer, to even write a list about 9 things that you're stressing about and cross those out. Moving on about that. This is love for my singles. What's going on? You're keeping your emotions to yourself. Okay. And some of you guys are saying, I want to be the master of. I want to be the master of my own emotions. I don't want to be in fear anymore. I don't want to be stressing anymore. Others of you guys are saying, I have someone in my life that wants to control me, that wants to date me, but they feel too controlling. They think that they're protecting me, that they're taking care of things, that they're offering me stability, but it's stressing me out, and I'm keeping my emotions to myself. I've traveled a long way without this energy of being controlled. Now, this person can really enjoy music. They can be a composer. They can be a musician. They could just, excuse me, they could be a singer, anything like that, or just really enjoy listening to their tunes, okay? I feel like you are keeping a lot of things in your mind and within yourself, and you're not opening up to this person who's saying, hey, I can take care of you, or this is how it should be done, or whatever the case may be. So that's one scenario for you singles. What else do we have for Virgo singles? 9 of Emotion. We're going to go ahead and top that off, because that's a much better card. So 9 of Emotions. So this is emotional gratification, having good old times. Maybe some of you guys going to happy hour. I do want to point out the crystals here. For those of you that are into that sort of thing, this is bliss. Maybe some of you guys are doing a crystal grid in order to change the energies or attract whatever it is that you want in your life. The genie. So you want emotional gratification. For some of you guys, you're actually getting a lot of different offers via the internet, or people that just want to chat or hit you up in your DMs, whatever that looks like. Okay. What else do we have for singles? Virgo singles. Okay, look at that, how these cards just are consistent. Okay, so again, this is gaining clarity, wanting to get clarity, wanting to look and see, okay, I've done the tried and true, I've dated the same people, whatever the case may be. Is this going to bring me exactly what I want? I want clarity. I'm not going to make a move. I'm going to observe you, Mr. Emperor or Miss Emperor, whatever the case may be. So you're in observation mode. International implications. Maybe you're talking to people internationally. What else do we need to know for Virgo singles, please, from the month of November? Show me now. Cooperation. So I feel like you're going to have about 3 people that are viable options. 3 people that you can see maybe, I don't want to say throwing a lot in, but maybe dating, cooperating with, going out, if that is a thing that is still done, I don't know. Some of you can be looking at people, or you yourself can be somebody who really plaits your hair, who braids your hair, who is into creative hairstyles, things like that. You could be hair, like wig makers, hair designers, I don't know your life. Or your person can be, they can be a barber. So there's a lot of different scenarios. The point of the matter is you're going to be looking at 3 people that have caught your eye, that are really good, solid potentials, okay? Then I have the Page of Emotion. This is somebody who is really just young, immature, willing to give you, it looks like they're all heart-centered, but then they're just grabbing at things, kind of like they want your time, they want to eat up your resources, they want to eat up your attention, and it's almost like anybody that gets trapped into this is going to get grabbed. So what I mean by that is that the Page of Emotion has not mastered their emotions. That's why they're a page, and so they're in love with love. They could be giving a lot of mini offers to a lot of different people, so I'd watch out for that. They're like, yeah, there's a lot of fish in the sea, and indeed there are. Do you want to be one of them is the question. And Virgo, last message, 5 of Voices. So this could be someone also around you that wants to do their own thing, that wants to win for the sake of winning. That's not going to be your last message. I don't like it. I think that you're going to be put in a state of, you're going to meditate, you're going to think about things, you're not going to make any move. I did see you reserving your heart until you are sure. So a lot of waiting, a lot of thinking, but not a lot of action on your part. This is all if you decide. The Lovers. So some of you guys actually have a need to go ahead and make a choice between 2 different lovers. So maybe for those of you that are single, which is the portion we're reading for, maybe you have 2 different people that you're really interested in. Maybe you kind of engage, go out with them, have a Skype date. I don't know your life. I don't even want to discuss that part of it. But maybe you get this connection and you have to decide between an old love and a new love, or anything like that, okay? One of them can be a lot older than you, or you could be a lot older, something like that. So I hope that, again, this resonates. I'm going to leave you with this. Check this out. I hope this reading resonated with you. I'm going to say Queen of Emotion. You have one person here that just came out. Okay, this is really the end of your reading for real now. Queen of Emotion, this is all about this person's like super deep. They know how to go within. They speak their truth. Nothing is shallow with them. They are the ocean in a lot of ways. And this is a chariot moving towards that person. So you could be meeting someone who has those qualities. This person could be really psychic. They could be clairaudient as well. They could be connected so deep that sometimes even their thoughts are super deep. Like nothing is shallow about this person. And they've learned to navigate the world as it is with a depth that is seldom seen. And so I think this person's mature. They are open to you. They will speak the truth. They will allow communication if that is what you want. A lot of beautiful thoughts here. They are really thinking about what gets them rooted, what makes them feel balanced as well. So from their desires, because it's yellow, it's a solar plexus color chakra, and then it kind of, the color bleeds into this red right here into the root. So whatever it is that they desire, they're going to make sure that it's solid before it's even allowed in their world. So 2 requirements for them is you have to be something that is on their path, similar vibrationally to them, something that obviously they desire. You have to understand that. You have to have depth. You cannot be shallow. If you're shallow, she's going to kick you to the curb. He will kick you to the curb. And you have to be solid. This person is going to have to feel that there is a future, that is, there's a stability, things like that in your relationship. Basically, like if you show up. If you say you're going to call, if you say you're going to text, if you do those things, if you show up, then this person might give you a chance, will give you a chance. And yeah, I think that's really cool. That's awesome. But if you are wishy-washy and you say one thing and do something else, don't even play. Look, this person's out of there. So that's what I have for you. Thank you so much. And much love to you. Happy Thanksgiving and namaste.